welcome to another Mama Mondays. I'm so excited about today's panel. Woo, we're going to get right down to it. We've got Heather Floor. She is an executive assistant right here at 9 News. Diane Miles of Dope Mom Life is here with us today. And our executive producer of KUSA, the great Risa Frisky. Yay! How is everyone today?
Good. Good.
Well, okay, this is how it all started. And we were like, Heather, you're part of the Mama Mondays next week. Because Heather was talking about kids, older kids, and when it's time for them to get a job. And Heather, remember you had that conversation in the KUSA office, and I'm like, this is perfect for Heather and Diane and Risa. They've got the older kids. So I want to hear your take on that. And at what age as a mom, you've got an older kid, where you like, okay, I think it's time you start making some money?
Late high school, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. And mine did. I mean, he worked through high school and stuff. I think the biggest struggle that I have is if you're not going to go to college, you need to be working full time.
Okay.
So that's just kind of what I think. I don't know if that's right or not, but.
Well, yeah, because you don't want them just doing nothing at the house. I would get frustrated as a mom if my girls weren't doing anything.
I just feel like this generation is so different. I have so many girlfriends that their kids are not motivated to drive. They're not motivated to work. They're not motivated to make their own money. They're not motivated for these things. And I just don't get that. I mean, the minute I turned 18, I wanted out of the house. I mean, the minute I could get a job, I got a job. You know, these kids are a little different than we were, I think.
I totally agree with you. We were just saying that the other day with friends, too. Like, these kids aren't driving, and they're 18, 17, and they haven't even thought about driving. That's a conversation we have all the time. Your take is a little bit different, Diane, with kids, but your kids are in school.
They're in school.
Well,
for me, it's you don't have to work as long as you're in school. Like, school is your job. Focus on school. Focus on getting your degree. I have worked and gotten it out the mud so that you don't have to. So go to school and do school and do do well in school while you're doing that. Like, that is your job right now. But both of my kids have like part-time jobs.
Okay.
And so, granted, my son is my office manager for my organization, and he takes care of all of our office stuff. But my daughter works for a not-for-profit.
Okay.
But I wouldn't be mad if they didn't work. My thing is just go to school, graduate.
And you're okay with that? Just doing
then I'm like,
you can to help them through that.
Well, I feel like, my kids got to experience a very young mom who was trying to figure life out. Not that they had a rough life. I provided for them, and they had, stability and all the things. But they weren't spoiled for a long time, because I was trying to figure out who I was, my place in this world. And they rode with me. They were with me during those hard times. And so now I have the ability to make sure that I can take care of them while they're going to school and getting their education. And I'm going to do that. I feel like, because I think the one worry we have is, do you have the work ethic to take care of yourself and to provide yourself with a quality lifestyle? And I feel like school does that. Like, I go in my daughter's room, sometimes she's up at 2 a.m. still studying and doing schoolwork. So I watch their grit and I watch how hard they work. I'm like, you got the work ethic. I can take care of you until you finish school. And that's just my rule.
Okay, I like that. Well, I think I'm set because my 8-year-old wants to work at Disney World, and she already said she's going to work at Disney World, and the 15-year-old wants to work at Starbucks. So
done.
I think I'm done. We're good.
Yeah. That's good.
But
figured out.
Who knows?
When they get there, and they worked in high school too. Subway, eat fresh.
Okay. What about you, Lisa? Your kiddo is in her 20s.
Yes. She's a charge nurse at Anschutz Medical Center. She's an orthopedics nurse, so she's doing really well. But we didn't start that way.
Okay, tell us.
So, I mean, first of all, my mother, and we can go back to, I think this addresses what Heather said. As soon as I could get a job, I got a job. As soon as I could get out, my mother found me a job. I've been working ever since I was cleaning the pool tiles as like 11 years old. I don't even think that's legal anymore. No. But I was doing that kind of stuff. And then my mother's like, I found you a job. And I'm like, okay.
When you impersonate.
Yeah, I got you a job. They're waiting for you at Shepley's for your interview. And I'm like, I do agree, though, when I was in college, my parents were like, you know, just do school. We got you. Do school. Do well in school.
It's so different with kids nowadays. I agree. I mean,
Yeah,
I tell my
Sophia
I
was
tell my
like,
daughters
I'm
all the time.
stressed. You're stressed. You're working,
You know what,
you're
though?
working retail,
Can we-
which my mother got her that job, too.
I worked retail for one day and I was out of there.
Can we
That's
just
hard.
honor how kids these days, though, they are honoring their boundaries, they're setting boundaries, they're honoring themselves. I'm not saying like be a bum and sit at the house and not have a job or, you know, but
Right.
like they are like, I was having a conversation with a girlfriend and she was like, you know, she had hired some Gen Zers. That's who they are, right?
The Gen Z.
Gen Zers.
Oh, the
and
Gen
she
Zs.
showed up to work at like 9:40 and she was like, "You're late." And she was like, "Oh, I woke up late and then I couldn't miss my run."
Ooh, wow.
That's okay with you, though?
Oh, it wasn't my employee.
Oh, okay. Because I'm like, that's not okay.
It wasn't my teammate.
But the thing is, you have to be okay with that because if not,
Yeah, they're going to be like, I don't
they're-
want to do
well,
that.
they
will quit.
and they go, or they go into HR and have a problem with that.
Well, and I
You
just
know?
feel like it's this new generation. The way that they think work should go is completely different than, and even me as a millennial, like, I know we get a, you know, bad rep, but I'm like, nope. The way we had to show up for work and dress
yeah.
and do the things, like
Yeah.
now, right, I show my tattoos and I honor just myself as a human,
Right.
but like the way I show up for work and, the, you know, all of the things.
Very different
Very
for how we
different.
grew up. Heather, when you have a son,
I do.
how has that translated as far as when you were his age and his age? Like, how are you guys different as far as working and ethic and stuff like that?
Well, I mean, I had my first job when I was 14 because I wanted to, not because
Yeah.
I had to. And it didn't last very long, obviously, but I mean, from 16 and, you know, until whatever age I am now, I've always worked. And, you know, I've
Yeah.
had 2 jobs, I've had 3 jobs. But I think that's part of being a single mother, though, is that you just kind of fall into, you do what you have to do.
You do
and
what you have to
don't really
do.
think about it, you just do it, you know.
Okay.
My son, he works sometimes.
Ish.
He's a Gen Zer.
He's a Gen Zer.
He's like, I gotta
I'm
find what
telling
feels
you.
good in my heart.
Exactly. I just keep feeling like if he could find a passion for something, he would be so good at it. 'Cause he's a great kid. He's a great guy. He's so funny and personable and whatever.
Yeah.
He just doesn't have the thing, you know? And I just wish he would find it.
Yeah.
Right.
I also respect it. I which is why I started Dope Mom Life, is because I needed to find my happy and what I wanted to do and what, and not just work to provide for my children, but really like what set my soul on fire. So I actually kind of respect this generation in a way. Like
Okay.
work though.
Yeah.
You
Like
do
work,
have to do
though.
something with your life.
Work, though.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Work.
Like,
Yeah.
it's great to have goals and to have passions and stuff, but do something in the meantime, you know? 'Cause
Yeah.
who knows when that's going to come along or when that's going to happen?
Yeah.
Like, let's
Let's get moving and do something. Well, if you have any questions for the Mama Panel, you can join the conversation by sending us an email to mycoco@9news.com. We would love to hear from you. Okay, I did work at the Gap for like one day. I couldn't do retail.